I was influenced, what can I say? I was influenced to buy new fall fashion. These two influencers that I follow have recommended or posted collabs with this brand, Naked, N-A-K-D, and I fell in love with the clothing. I fell in love with the price point, and I also fell in love with the fact that they are sustainably vetted by Good On You. They have their emissions reports up on their website. They're science-based, and I spend entirely way too much money, and I just wanted to show you guys the clothes because I am a fashion girly. I love clothing. I love styling clothing. It's just like been the basis of this channel and my previous YouTube channel since the dawn of them. So who am I to deny myself one of my favorite vices to partake in? And trust me, there are worse ones out there. So, you know, this isn't the worst thing I could be doing in the world. I could be, we're not gonna get into that, but fashion is my vice, and it is something that I have been working on within myself to not buy into and not kind of like feel like I'm playing like keeping up with the Joneses, which is a feeling I think all of us can kind of fall into with social media. But I will say, as a now young adult, a young woman, I've gone from adolescent and kind of always trend chasing but thrifting it to now finding my own style. I want elevated, I want classy, I want elegance, but I also want like a little touch of sexiness here and there. And that's what this brand emulated to me, and I don't feel bad for a second that I found a brand that aligns with what I want from a brand and spent money there, because in this way I voted with my dollar, and I'm really appreciative that they do have their emissions reports and like an actual plan to reduce greenhouse emissions and I think become completely carbon neutral, or you know, something like that. Let me post the report, and I'll also link it down below so you can check it out for yourself. While no, this is not usual and not like me, I also wanted to show you guys what I picked up for the fall season and winter. There's also like some winter stuff in here, so let's get into it. I fell in love with the price point, I fell in love with the styles, and just like the fact that the brand does have an emissions report. Like it's a start rating on Good For You, and that's good enough for me, so I splurged. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So let's get into it. I am going to do like a try on portion of this haul so you guys can see that. Also, if the lighting kind of goes like cloudy and then bright, that's because I am using natural lighting. I'm sitting here by the window, so that's that. Apologies if it gets a little wonky, but let's get into this. A lot of this is workwear, outerwear, and then there's a few kind of like dressy pieces. They did have a sale on dresses, which was pretty great. Taking things out the bag here. Oh hell yeah. Before I even like purchase these things, I let them sit in my cart for about a week and like shop for everything. Like that's how I normally do, and like I had maybe like 25 things in my cart and I narrowed it down to like 15, which isn't great, but you know, it's things that I like had been sitting on, waiting on, and that's always my best tip for shopping. If you're like trying to stay within budget or you just don't want to overdo it, put things in your cart that's fine of what you really want, and if you're not thinking about it a week later, then like delete it. Like you just don't need it. But girl was definitely sitting on it and still thinking about it, like having dreams about it. So here we are. Okay, this has been flopping around. All of these things are like bagged up, so I am gonna go through one by one. Interesting. So these bags are recyclable, but I think it's one of those things where you have to take it to like a specific recycling point. So I'll hang on to these and recycle them. Normally I have them at like Walgreens or CVS, like those bag drops that you can just put things in, and they do get recycled to my knowledge. So hopefully that's the case. So this is actually one of the last things I like picked up in my cart that I just knew would be a staple and something I would need for every day, and that is this black belt with a gold buckle. I'm a girl that loves gold jewelry. I kind of only explicitly wear gold, whether it's like my necklace, my bracelet, my earrings, like whatever, rings even I have on, like gold just goes with it. And even like in my purses, most of the hardware is gold, so I just thought this would match really well. And it's just a very basic kind of thing. It's just a rounded shape to it, which I think is definitely a little different than your basic like square belt, so it has like a little bit of attention to it, but it's not overpowering. This is just something I needed, guys, okay? This was a basic and absolute necessary purchase. So for the summer, I thrifted a pair of white, kind of like Mary Jane ballet flats that I've actually been wearing to death, and I absolutely love them. So I figured for the fall winter, why not get a pair that I can wear, like that are more like seasonally appropriate. So I ended up picking up this black studded ballet flat pair, which looks pretty intense, like just looking at them, but I can just imagine myself like elevating like a pair of jeans and a blazer, maybe like a t-shirt underneath with just these flats, and like they are just everything I could have wanted. I love the toe. They're like a little squared off but also still kind of round, and they're just that slip on. It just brings a little bit something more than a ballet flat. And then also I had tried to depop a pair of red ballet flats, and that would be what I wear throughout the season, but they got returned. Like USPS couldn't deliver them. They just wouldn't deliver them at one point, and I had like been calling, and they never delivered them. So these are kind of like my stand-in pair for those thrifted flats. These are affordable. The other ones were as well, and they were secondhand, but they simply just never got delivered. I'm just gonna open everything really quick so I don't have to like stop during the video. Okay. Everything's unwrapped. I am gonna start with tops, just because that's probably most seasonally appropriate. We're kind of in that summer to fall kind of stage right now. So this is actually a Reformation dupe, and that's the thing, is like I was shopping on Reformation and Everlane and like just so dismayed by how expensive everything was, even though like, you know, I wanted to do my best and shop sustainably. It gets hard. So this little top is a little not corset. I mean, they say it's a corset, like it definitely has some hugging here, but what I really loved about it are the cap sleeves and the square neckline, and then also the gray color. It just looks gorgeous. So I'm very excited for this. It's got a zip closure here on the side, and this is just something like you could dress up or dress down. Like tell me you can't wear a pair of jeans with this and it's gonna look so good and cute. And then I also love that it's still like lightweight enough to where I'm not gonna be like constricted in it and like literally can't breathe, but at the same time it's gonna be comfortable to layer with other pieces. So I'm really excited to try this on and see how it fits. But I'm just taking a look at even like their tags being like recycled tags and everything, but let's see what the contents have to say. They do have care instructions that are saying wash smart for our planet, but what are you made out of is the real question. Polyester. It's quiet in here. Okay. I will say this top has the worst zipper placement in the world. I could barely zip this up myself without pinching my skin, and then also like getting caught on like my bra. So, but it is full length, so you could definitely wear something low-waisted with it. I also picked up this back ringer tee, and I say back because it's a little scooped in the back, and I think this is again just very classy. It's more than a t-shirt, but still also like just something very comfortable, like very easy to throw on with jeans or even like a nice pair of trousers. And just the white kind of detailing, the trim gives you just a little bit something more to look at than just it being like a ribbed black tee. So very here for that. The top, I don't think I love the fit of, like in the arm and like the bodice. Something is off. I feel like I'm missing an instruction manual for this top. Don't get me wrong, this is absolutely gorgeous. And then also like the back, like, come on, I love that. I love that, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like you can even see it now. If I move too much, there's a lot of bunching right here. Like that is not so flattering, so we'll have to figure that out. But I do love the long kind of collar, like neckline, and like the scoop back. That's just gorgeous. But I'll have to look at the model again, you know. This one I do think is a little bit on the trendy side, but I admit that. And that is this kind of tie top, tie neck, which you can't see. That's why I'm gonna do the try on, but it has like the chest, what do you call this? the décolleté. I know it's a French word, but I don't know how to pronounce it. But that is exposed, and you have this kind of like twist detail at the top. I'm definitely gonna have to try this on to show you guys. But Eco Vera, what is this? Interesting. So this has a sustainable fiber fabrication, which is interesting. I didn't expect that from this, but I'm glad. And it also has like these kind of bell sleeves, trumpet sleeves, whatever you want to call them. But I'm very excited for this. This is a good just kind of like, oh, I want to be like a little bit dressy day on the town, dress it up with like a skirt, night on the town. Just very here for this. This top is so soft, and this is the one that's made of the recycled material, so I love that. I love the sleeves. I will need to figure out this bra strap situation. It's giving geometric. Didn't really sign up for that, but I'm obsessed. It's kind of giving like witchy Halloween. I'm really here for it. I'm gonna move on into sweaters because it is sweater weather. This very first one I was so instantly drawn to for the color, but also the kind of like design on the front, and that is this little kind of looser knit pink sweater, this ballet pink sweater, kind of a little bit of a high neckline, which I personally really love in sweaters. I have this one from Everlane that's fully wool, and it comes up kind of high. It's not a mock neck, not a turtleneck, but just kind of like a little bit higher, but it looks so comfortable and so darling and so sweet, and is definitely something like I could just throw on and lounge around in. And I love like the wide open sleeves. It just looks so comfortable, but it's not something that's like see-through, you know, like it's definitely lightweight, definitely something to layer, but also gonna just be such a good soft, sweet, delicate, demure, cutesy, mindful piece, if you will. Is that done yet? Are we done saying that? Like, can I move on to the next meme gif? I don't even have TikTok, so like I'm literally just hearing things like second, third, fourth, fifth hand, and like being like, okay, let me incorporate that to my vocabulary so the kids think I'm cool. But I think I need to move on. I could die. I could die. This is, wow. I feel so cute. This next sweater is also a beautiful, lovely, pale kind of color, and that is this very basic body. Pretty similar to the other one actually, except it's like more of like an eyelash kind of feeling. I wouldn't even say eyelash. This is also a wool sweater, but I love, 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 love this blue color, and it's just, again, like kind of slouchy little sweater that you'll throw on and just lounge around in. Yeah, I'm obsessed with this color. I just think this is going to be so good to pair with jeans, and I don't usually say that about blue. Like, blue is not usually a color, like a top, that I will put on with jeans, but this one, because it is like its own kind of like dusty sky blue, like I think it will look good with any other blue jeans that you put on with it. This color, oh my god, it's my favorite color. I love blue. As a wool blend sweater, definitely itchy. It's like 76% wool is what the tag says, so I feel it. I literally feel itchy, but it's not like I need to scratch my skin off itchy. It's just like, you know, when you can just like feel it. I think it's because of this kind of like whispery texture, but I feel it, okay? But it's still so cute. Wait, okay, I honestly look like what my bedroom was painted as when I was like in middle school. I'm not even kidding. It was literally this blue and like brown. Every wall, like it was like 2 walls were blue, 2 walls were brown. Like that is what my room looked like. And I literally dress like that now. So am I healing my childhood? I don't want to get into it, but maybe, possibly. Like this could be it. This could be healing my childhood, but in my fashion choices now, because this is a more adult choice that I'm making. But I love it. I do love this oversized fit. Like, this on this could be a bit much, but I think with like proper tucking and maybe even like some rolling, it definitely can be very flattering. I do like the look of like an oversized sweater, but with like super rolled up sleeves. I think it's just very cute. So this could definitely be something. This last sweater is definitely more of a transitional piece, and that is this white, very loose knit sweater. This is something that kind of reminds me of like if you were boating or something. Like, when's the last time I've been boating? Probably in a decade at least, but it's very loose knit. It's something easy to throw on like over a t-shirt and, you know, put under a coat. Just very here for this. Very good for transition, because like right now the weather is like cold when you're in the shade, but then very hot when you're in the sun. So I feel like something like this gives you enough breathing room, but also isn't going to make like you're not going to freeze while you're wearing this. It's just like kind of like having a loose knit shawl or blanket on, if you know what I mean. How effortless is this layering? Like, I love the baby tea collar poking out from under the sweater, but I still feel like loose and breathable. And like if I ever go to the beach in the fall, this will be coming with me. I want to move in next to the trousers that I got. So I just grabbed a couple of pairs to kind of like try out the fit of two different ones. One is called like their basic pant, and if I like them, like I definitely will be buying a few more pairs in different colors. I just want to see how they fit on me. The other one is like high-waisted, so I'm gonna compare the two and see how they fit. But this first one is a low-waist suit pant actually. So I like the kind of like baggy look, but it's got pleats, so it is still a little bit elevated, and it's definitely the kind of leg that pulls. And like, I cannot tell you how often I pass someone on the streets of New York City and I'm like, where did you get your trousers? I obviously say it in my head because no one has time to stop and answer my fashion questions, but I say it in my head and I think, where can I find a pair like that? And maybe I have, but like, can you first of all imagine this, like this little blue moment with this pair of shoes? Like, this is an outfit in and of itself, and like it's really not trying hard. It's comfortable, it's classy, it's casual, but also elevated at the same time. Like, what more can I really say about that? And also something about the construction of these is they don't have elastic, so maybe I will need the belt, maybe I won't, but I do think that gives it just a little bit nicer of a touch. Like, I'm gonna reference Everlane. I've always admired the way their pants look on the model, but when I go in store and try them on, just something about the elastic is bunchy, or it doesn't hit the right way, or like what I envision. And they do kind of have like a limited option of like bodies available, so there's that. I am excited to try these on and see how they look, and they're definitely like a little bit heavier, so very good for fall winter. I don't think I would transition these into the summer. So how do I get low here? These pants actually have like this slider kind of closure and a button and a zipper, so I love that. I love how all lays very nice and flat, and like definitely love the belt loops that you can add that just for the look of it, but you don't need it. Like, these pants fit very well. I'm a size 4 US. These are, I think, like what, like a 36? I could be wrong about that. EU, but they do fit really nicely, and like they give that long kind of loose fit throughout that I was looking for, but with like the pleat and the pooling at the feet. I'm obsessed with this. The next pair are the high-waisted pair. They are brown and white striped. I just thought this is gonna be to die for fall, to be honest, and they do kind of have that like wide leg. The only thing I'm a little on the fence of is like the high waisting. I've kind of retired that a little bit. Like, it's not something I find to be the most comfortable at all times when I'm sitting at the desk, but we will see. But I think even this, oh my god, with the pink sweater, can you stop? Like, I think this would just be so cute. I just can't. I really can't. Or even like with the cream sweater. Like, obviously when I am online shopping, I'm kind of like building, or even just regular shopping, thrifting, I'm like building outfits as I go. So what I love to see and love to do is like mix and match things like while I'm looking around. But what I try not to do is buy things just to go with other things, you know what I mean? Like, everything here is something that I would definitely wear on its own with stuff that's already in my closet. I just felt like I needed to add additional things for, you know, my new office life. I'm still just recently not being a coach anymore as of literally this year, so my entire wardrobe is like changing to reflect that. And I think that's a good thing to keep in mind, you know, don't be too hard on yourself. That's a reminder to myself, because I do feel kind of guilty hauling, but here we go. Love these, very excited for that. Okay, these pants might be everything I'm looking for. Don't get me wrong, I liked the low-waisted ones, but these high-waisted ones just hit, they pool, they give my leg shape, they give it length. It's just, might be everything. So the website was also having a 30% off on all dresses. I'm going to show you guys the first one. There's actually my brother's engagement party that I'll be going to in Orlando in November. So I got this blue kind of like boat neck tank dress, and it is a maxi, and I just think the color is absolutely adorable. And it's a little bit more like classy elevated because it doesn't have like a large sweep or anything. It kind of hugs close to the legs and is like a little tight kind of opening at the bottom versus like a large kind of sweep throughout the dress, which I just think is classy. And then I could even wear it with these flats. Like, I don't have to buy heels. I do already have heels, but in case I don't want to be wearing heels, I have these flats or another pair. But I cannot wait to try this on and see what it looks like. And this is also another eco fiber dress. So it's interesting to see that this brand has like a mix of these eco fibers and then a mix of like polyester. So I think that's why they get like an It's a Start rating on the Good On You website. But yeah, this next dress is something I was actually looking for in skirt form. This is like a leopard scoop kind of neck spaghetti strap dress. It is also maxi, same thing, doesn't have a very large sweep. It is, did I say mesh? I think I did say mesh, but it's gonna fit, in my mind, pretty similar to this one and fit kind of close and hug and just be very sexy. But you know what I could always do is throw any sweater on top, tie it up, or any sort of like t-shirt on underneath and just kind of make it more appropriate, or maybe put like a blazer or a coat on and just like be able to wear it because it is a maxi, put tights underneath and just kind of like warm up the style a little bit. But this is something I've had my eye on, like not this exactly, but in my head I've envisioned like a long mesh maxi leopard skirt, but this just happens to be a dress and I can throw on like any sweater, any top on top of it, and like it still, you know, meets the vision. Honestly, this is the first thing I tried on because I'm like most excited about it, and it feels so soft. Okay, get this. I'm living for this. And then I also put the flats on. Stuff. Something about it with the flats is like definitely giving like 2010, 2009 Jersey Shore maybe, but like I am really living for it. And technically I'm a Jersey girl now, so. I also love how this is like a true maxi. Sometimes I put on like maxi dresses, like this hits like right at the tops of my feet. Sometimes I'll put on a maxi dress and it's closer to like this length, and something about that just like chops me off a little bit. Okay. I am so obsessed. This next dress I'm really excited to try on, and I'm actually really obsessed with the color. It's a bit warmer and more like cream than what it looked like online, and that is this knit off the shoulder another maxi dress. Now this one's very maxi. I think this is going to keep me warm, but is also something I can see myself just kind of like going out on like a date night or just wearing around the town. But this is how it will fit, just again off the shoulder. Very excited for it. But yeah, as I'm looking at it, I'm really loving that it's more like warm brown tone. On the website it looks a little bit more gray, so I'm really pleased with how this looks. And again, it just feels so comfortable. I don't think it's gonna be like hanging too much. It's definitely a piece that I'm not, okay, my camera cut off, rude, but it's not a piece that I'm gonna be hanging up in my closet. I will fold it up, but I'm very excited about this. This is much better than I could have imagined. I would definitely wear some sort of like strapless bra with this. Let's just pretend. Wow, I love, obsessed. This is another one where I'm like obsessed with where it hits. I love that it's like a full maxi. I do feel a little bit like Tyrannosaurus Rex with the arms. Maybe I should just like loop it. I don't know. I'll have to like check and see how this is worn again, but I think this is gorgeous. The last dress I got, again on sale, was this brown number. So it's kind of like a v-neck in the front, nothing like, you know, over the top, but then again it has those like bell kind of trumpety sleeves. I just think this with like a pair of boots is just gonna be such a look, and like again, pretty effortless, very comfortable. That's like really what I'm all about, is like I want to be able to wake up in the morning and like throw something on and walk out the door and like feel good about it, but not try too hard. And not like the look like, oh, she like just did like her hair, she's full glam and effortless, like how does she do it? I genuinely don't want to try too hard. I genuinely just want to throw on a dress, put a pair of boots on or flats or whatever, and like walk out the door. So this is supposed to be midi length, but hugging, and I think it's gonna be, oh, here's a little slit. I feel like it's gonna be closer to a maxi length just because, I don't know, it feels that way. Looks like it's gonna hug the figure deliciously, so I'm very excited for that. And I love this like rich brown color. The Coach bag that I thrifted that I wear literally to work every day, I feel like it's gonna look great against this, and it's gonna complement each other very well for like fall winter. This feels like heavy and like an expensive way, and I love the scent. Up to the last thing that I purchased. It is actually recycled material, as the tag is so lovely touting, and that is this wool brown long coat. So this was the most expensive thing in the order, but for recycled wool, this body, this length, this like quality coat, like I'm not complaining at all. I think that is a steal if you ask me, and again, why I was so drawn into the website in the first place. And it's just like one of those oversized big coats that you can wear with pretty much anything, and I don't have a brown coat, so I love this rich cocoa color. It's a bit darker than this that I just showed you guys, so I'm really excited for that, and definitely something I'm gonna get a lot of use for winter and fall. Definitely is gonna keep me warm. The brown on brown might be a bit much, but you know, I love a good oversized coat. Oh my god, the pockets are so deep too. I'm excited to wear all of this for the upcoming seasons, and again, I just, you know, I'm going through a transitional phase in my life where like I'm not a student anymore, I'm not coaching like full-time, or like that's not my living anymore, like I'm in an office. I like want to elevate my style in a way that's just elevated basics. I think I'm finding out that I'm not so much like the artsy fartsy creative person. Like it doesn't look good on me, and it's not something I feel my best in anymore. For a time, you know, that was kind of what I wanted to portray and express about myself, but not so much anymore, and I'm happily finding new style. That doesn't mean I can't look sexy or classy or elevated, but it does mean like I'm just finding out different ways to look creative. Like even this little pink number is not something that I feel like you would see every day all the time, but it is still like very cute and expresses myself in a way of like, I'm cute, I'm comfy, but I'm also classy. So that's kind of my whole spiel on justifying the splurge, which I feel like normal people just wouldn't do that, but someone who like truly cares about the planet, like a little part of me died inside, but then another part of me was like, I have thrifted and gotten clothes secondhand that I don't wear that often because I didn't pay that much for them and I didn't put that much care into them, and I was like, oh, this is like gonna satisfy my need to like follow this trend. But like these clothes, I don't think were informed by any sort of trend, and I want you to like take that away from this video, other than probably the black like twist tie top. That was definitely a trend I wanted to try, but other than that, these genuinely are clothing pieces that like are expressions of like what I like in clothes, and I'm very excited to wear them and style them. And you guys can follow me on Instagram if you want to see how I end up styling them, and maybe I'll do a YouTube video if you guys want to see like a fall outfits idea, or if you want to just continue watching my shorts. I do post like what I wear in a week sometimes. Kind of been off that game lately because I do want to find like a different kind of setup to film those videos, just something that you can see the outfits more of. Like right now I feel like you don't really get like a good look at the outfits. It's like those videos where I'm like holding my phone. They're also a little embarrassing to film in New York, but I'm also kind of like it. Like, no one is going to remember this like 5 seconds of this girl walking down the crosswalk like filming herself. They probably see way worse every day. But yeah, I don't know. All that to say, I am very excited for fall season, especially having all these new outfits to style and like things to wear to events and everything. So yeah, there's going to be a video at the end of this one recommended just for you that you should definitely stick around to check out. Also, I have like a ton of playlists and other videos that you guys can watch and see other fashion things if you're interested. I will catch you guys in my next video next Sunday. Until then, don't forget to be kind to yourself, others, and the planet. Bye!